saw it on Pinterest, a DIY ghost costume. Went to YouTube for a visual how-to. Gathered materials from my wife's sewing room. Grabbed a sheet, magic marker, and a scissors too. Video with 4 steps to get you looking slick. Drape the bedding over my head real quick. Use the Sharpie to mark the eye holes in the mouth. Grab the fabric shears and cut them bitches out. Never check my reflection, think I'm looking good. Grab my shell tops and step out into the hood. Figured I'd join my kids who were trick-or-treating. Didn't know I'd end up trying to dodge a beating. Made about 3 houses before things got weird. Someone yelled, "What the fuck?" Then a crowd appeared. They walked up and asked me what my problem was. I was puzzled at the question, all because I never realized the sheet went up into a point. Now I'm running from my life from some neighbor boys. Couldn't go home, cause then they know it's me. Maybe I should try to hide behind a tree. Caught my breath for a second, then thought I'm screwed. I went out looking like a motherfucking Klansman dude. Oh my god, didn't peep how I looked in the mirror. My pulse rate's like 200 BPM from the fear. Before I could ditch a costume, I heard there he is. Tried to run, but I stepped on a pile of dog shit. Slipped and tumbled out the sheet. Quickly jumped to my feet, then made a beeline for the park at the end of the street. I was sucking wind half a block into the chase. The cool night air stung all the sweat on my face. Had a head start and a near marathon pace, but they were closing in fast and I was losing the race. Sure, I jogged, but these kids had youth on their side. I might be taller, but they're taking fucking track star strides. I hopped the fence and fell again, and before I could rise, I felt the flurry of punches to my nose and eyes. So many hands, I felt like Goro from Mortal Kombat had come to life and was whooping my ass. I begged for mercy and told them it was all a mistake, but it was too damn late and I felt my nose break. Then they all started kicking me in the ribs. Police day sure churn out some vicious kids. I started coughing and a porch light nearby flashed. Then those little frightened heathens took off on a dash. An old man walked up and came to my aid. He could tell by my expression I was in some pain. He brought me inside his house and grabbed me an ice pack. Walked me over to his couch and laid me on my back. I explained the situation and he started to laugh. Then he went into his story about times of the past. He said his daddy would be proud of the sheet I wore and that he'd never met another full member before. I jumped off the couch and ran out of the house. The story spilling out his mouth took place in the South. A real Klansman living right down the block. My head started spinning, it was a total shock. No time to freak out, gotta get back home. Turn around and I almost tripped over a damn lawn gnome. Trying to get her to side before the bullies came back, but got hit by a Ford Explorer sport track. The impact knocked me right up out of my shoes. Bounced off the hood, the windshield, and rolled off of the roof. The driver panicked and sped off into the night. Couldn't move no matter how hard I tried. Pain radiated down my legs and up my back. Felt like I was having a fucking heart attack. Laying lifeless on the pavement and spitting up blood. Then a white light washed over me in a flood.
Suddenly I felt weightless. I was floating. I could see the houses around me and the street with my body laying lifeless. It was at this moment I realized I had died.
Use your imagination, picture an apparition hovering down the sidewalk, stuck in a fixed position. His reality capsized cause he just realized there was an accident and he's no longer alive. What will he do? Where will he go? He isn't sure, but the thought of seeing his family again holds some allure. So he floats down the block slowly and makes his way to his former house, but the lights are all out. To his dismay, phases through the front door since he cannot grab the knob. Sitting on the stairs are his kids hugging while they sob. Though he tries to wipe the tears to comfort them from their fears, nothing happens, so he tries whispering into their ears. They don't hear him and he feels a sense of helplessness take hold. Everything around familiar but also distant and cold. Stuck somewhere between the life he once had and the next one. No ability to communicate with his loved ones. He starts floating up again to the house's next story. He just wants to see his wife again and tell her that he's sorry, but the words he tries to say have no seeming human sound. So his efforts to make peace can't even get off the ground. In his bedroom, pictures on the nightstand and the wall. He just wants to fall into his bed and curl up in a ball. Dark and dreary is the scene, and his wife's nowhere in sight. But streaming out from the master bathroom is a line of light. Entrance open, just a crack and a growing sense of need. He thinks for a minute, nervous about what he's gonna see, and unsure if she'll be the one to finally recognize him. The dearly departed love of her life is now a phantom. Thinking he hears the shower, he passes through the door. There's a cloud of steam around around him and her robe is on the floor. So he does what anyone in his position wants to do. He peeks slowly round the curtain, hoping he can see her boob. Jackpot, there she is, in all of her naked glory. The sight of her glistening wet body starts to make him feel horny. There they are, half covered in suds, nipples hard as rock. Without thinking, he just starts to gently stroke about his cock. She has no idea he is there, a fantasy of sorts. Couldn't touch her if he wanted to, a thought he can't ignore. He feels stirring in his undercarriage, much to his amazement. Suddenly shooting ectoplasm all over the place, and it coats her from head to toe and even gets in her mouth. Trying to scream for help to no avail while thrashing all about. Unsure what she is experiencing, so she turns her back. Tries to escape from the scene, she slips, falls and breaks her neck. Lying stuck in place for what seems like a period of hours. Slowly fading is the sound of the water in the shower. She feels cold and almost hollow, but sees him standing there, reunited in the afterlife, again a loving pair.